Hey guys, welcome to today's tutorial on how to make this trendy bubu gown with a velvety neckline. My name is Blessing of Sue with Octavia, and this is my first video on this space. Kindly like, comment, share and subscribe to our channel. This video I used 3 yards of fabric, Ankara fabric. First of all, I folded it into two diagonally, then into two again horizontally, which means our front and back are folded together. So we'll start the marking now. If you can look, it's folded into four. There's no joining at the shoulder. So first thing we are going to do now is to mark our shoulder, which is 15 inches. On fold, that's 7.5 inches. After marking that, I also mark my armhole, which is also 7.5 inches. I connect the two lines together and gives me my arm cycle. Mark my shoulder to bust, shoulder to under bust, to my half length, hip, and the length of the dress. The length of the dress is 40 plus extra 2 inches for hemming allowance. If you notice, I'm marking on the right side of the fabric because it's a butterfly, so you are going to have to mark on the part where you'll be sewing, which is on the right side of the fabric, so you can see your markings properly. The length is 40. I kept an extra 2 inches for hemming allowance, then I cut out the excess like so. So we are going to the neckline. The neckline depth for this dress is 8 inches. I mark that as a v-neck first. Then because the back and your back and front is folded together, you can't possibly cut out the v-neck. So what I did is mark my back pattern, the depth of my back first, cut it out, then I open up my fabric before I cut out the front neckline, as you can see in the video. I cut out the back neckline first, then I open up the fabric. I'm doing this because I don't want any joining at the shoulder parts. If there's a joining at the shoulder part, you can do it separately. So you can see my markings, 8 inches markings, the depth of my neckline. So I'll cut it out. After cutting it out, the next step is now to determine to apply my velvet fabric and determine the shape I want the velvety fabric to be. So the velvet is going to serve as a facing for the fabric itself. Spread my Ankara fabric into two and also spread my velvet into two. I cut out the same shape of neckline I have on the fabric and replicate it on my velvet. To grant stability to the velvet fabric, I will be using an airstay. After cutting it out, I'll put interfacing on it to give it a bit of stability, so it's easier to sew and it's smooth after sewing. There are no wrinkles. Velvet has tendency to have wrinkles after sewing, so the interfacing will give it a bit of stability. At this point, you can choose to whatever shape you want the neckline to take. this is, you can play around with whatever shape you want it to take. So this is the shape I want mine to take. I draw it out and I cut it as seen. So after cutting out, I you can see the shape we have here. I placed it on the fabric, take it to the sewing machine, and I will sew. After sewing, I'll show you what it looks like. So after sewing, this is what I came up with. Now I used a blue bias to hem the tip of the velvet. Now you can choose to hide yours or expose it, but I chose to expose my own, so it gives the velvet a bit of color pop. Um, so you sew it down, give it a good press, and this is what you have. And voila, our dress is ready. If this video is something you would like to see more of, kindly subscribe, like, comment, and share our content, and we'll see you in the next video.